Hi, this is Leon,
This is Julia.
and we're from Me Talk Pretty, and you're at Popularity.
Your EP, We Are Strangers, is out now. How do you feel it's been received?
Very well. It's actually the first 5 songs of our debut album, which is called We Are Strangers. So we released only 5. It's been long awaited for our fans and friends, and it did really well, and it still does really well. We're promoting it more because we want to make a big statement with the album. So when the album is going to drop in the fall, we hope it's going to reach a lot of hearts and a lot of homes.
It's actually being not only received well with our fans, but the press is picking up a lot. We just found out we're the rock band, MTV Rock Band of the Month with T-Mobile. The first single, Wake Up, is on MTVU now with a video, and it's on Rock Band, it's on NHL 10, it's on The Sims video games, so it's doing quite well, so we're happy about it.
What surprised you most about the EP?
What surprised us?
About
About the EP. The making of the record was really surprising. It was a really thorough process, something that we've never had a chance to do before, and we got really inspired the whole time, and we put our hearts and souls into it, and it was really surprising how it turned out because we never had done a full length before. We've only been doing small, like 3, 4, 5, 6 songs, and just what we were able to do with our first chance was really surprising to us. So
It was also surprising because before we got signed and before we had the chance to do a full-length record, we knew we have fans, we have friends, but we didn't know they are so dedicated. And when actually it came out, we saw that in numbers, and that for us was a surprise because, growing from a local band. I mean, we were an East Coast band into a national act. It's not an easy process, and you are not expecting anything. You're just working hard, and you hope it's going to happen. And when actually the EP came out, we were like, this is actually great. People are actually buying it. So it's very fulfilling.
I just wanted to throw on a couple tracks and get your first initial thought.
okay.
Keep waiting.
Keep Waiting is a foot stomper. It's one of our favorite songs on the record as well as to play live. Gets the crowd really involved, singing the chorus. It's a kind of a throwback. It's new wave and hard rock at the same time, and the chorus came super quickly to Julia. We were playing, writing the song, and I can't remember who it was, but somebody kind of just challenged, like, if we're gonna pull this song off at this tempo, at this
It was
beat,
James.
yeah, James, it has to be a miraculous chorus. And Julia went to the bathroom, came back.
We were working in the rehearsal room, and we were trying to like write. We had this riff that was kind of very weird and quirky, and we are like, how are we gonna match this with, and make it sound appealing and all that. And James, our drummer, is like, okay, if we're gonna pull this one off, then I don't know, cause it's like kind of hard. And I went to the bathroom, and like I came back, and I was like, I think I have a chorus. But it's a very fun song to sing. People are always involved, like they sing with us because the chorus like really easy to remember, and it makes me dance on stage. I like that. It talks about when a guy does not even ask a girl if she's into him, it just comes and grabs her kind of thing, and that's why I'm saying keep waiting. I need my time. I need to think if I really like it or not.
What about Close Your Eyes?
Close Your Eyes. Close Your Eyes was the last track that we wrote for the record. It was written in the studio. We didn't have anything. We needed additional material, and we kind of just wrote it from scratch. And the song talks about someone very close to us that was going through a really dramatic breakup, and we kept probing and probing and probing, asking like his feelings and what he was going through, and Julia's muse was that person, what they were going through.
As we were in the studio writing this song, this person being in our entourage, and we had to kind of like go through the same feelings that he was going. It was very powerful to just watch that because it was a very serious relationship that he's been in, and then he wasn't, ready to end it, and we had to kind of deal with him being the way he was. We were writing a song, and then that was just very inspiring for me as a lyricist. And one night I had to sit him down. I was like, "You have to tell me the story because I'm actually writing a song about you, and I can't finish it, and because I don't have the whole picture, and I need to know." And he's like, "I don't want to tell you, it's personal." I said, "If you don't, then I'm not gonna write my song because I don't know what this is all about." And and then he finally told me, and it was very dramatic. And I don't know, just listen to the lyrics, you're gonna understand.
Both of those songs that you asked about, by the way, are not on the first half of the EP. Those are the two of the 5 songs on the second half.
But, but it's good. It's a tease.
I'm really happy. I'm really happy you chose those.
They are actually our favorites, some of our favorites. So.
Is there a memory in particular that stands out from the recording process?
Um, for me personally, as a guitarist, one of the most memorable parts of recording the record were you know, I wanted this record to be extremely layered and textured, and so I spent a lot of the pre-production and the writing process before we went to go record, writing parts for the strings and the orchestration, keyboards, pianos, Rhodes, and stuff like that. And our producer Noah Shane, who is a fantastic human being, threw me for a loop on the first day of tracking guitars, and he's like, all that stuff that you wrote and that showed me, we're not doing any of that stuff. All that stuff we're doing it using a guitar and guitar effects. So after every single song, tracking basic guitars, we sat on our hands and knees with 12, 13 pedals and got specific sounds. So everything that you hear on the record is actually a guitar. If it's not really a string or a violin or a keyboard or anything like that. And that's very memorable for me. Very tough, so.
For me, it's memorable how hard I've been working on the lyrics because my lyrics go through like five, six batches of English correction and grammar correction and all that. And so I had to put a titanic work into, bringing them to life and making sense and being written by me so that I don't have to, I like expressing myself and I really like to work hard. So I was in the recording process. About 4 songs were done, about 6 weren't, and I was freaking out. And I had a humongous amount of work. And while they were recording and tracking guitars, I was just keep writing, keep replacing parts. Um, and I had a first draft. Everybody was like, "This is awesome." I was like, "I'm not happy. I'm gonna change." And with that came all the English changes, that like the grammar changes, all that. So I am very happy of every single word that I wrote, and that's on the album. I definitely feel like I express myself, and my guys also feel the same way. So I do believe in lyrics and message a lot. So for me, it's a very important point.
What would you say is the biggest challenge with the band faces right now?
About what?
The biggest challenge just as a whole.
For us as a
Yeah.
band? Biggest challenges are, what every band goes through at our level is just trying to get a lot of exposure, a lot of people to pay attention to you. There's so many bands out there that, a lot are talented and a lot are just doing it for the wrong reasons, and to kind of, get through that whole thing and present them with who we are sometimes takes a lot of work, and our response is just going and reaching fans by one, touring. We've done over 500 shows in the last few years, and we love touring and we love connecting with our fans. And there's other challenges like having a female vocalist is a huge challenge. Julie can tell you about that.
Well, I didn't know what I'm getting myself into in the beginning. I thought it was going to be easy. You're in a rock band, and then you're going to go on stage, and everybody's going to love you. And it didn't. It turned out not to be as easy. People do fall in love with us. The problem was reaching audiences because we are from New York City, and there are not a lot of all ages venues. So we start playing, to crowds that are 21 and up in bars, and it's not quite what we wanted, but that's how it started. And right now things got so much better, but I still believe that it's a pretty hard world because it's very male dominated, and we are trying to punch through, and it's working out for us, but just to let the world, it's not easy.